Live on YouTube. That's good. Everything's good. Boom. Hey, everybody. It's Lewis Porter Jr. So tonight, the plan was to talk about something fun and interesting and kind of casual. I was going to talk about some art. I had a real good plan about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got some plan to talk about some art, some stuff like this, da-da-da. Had an entire idea what I was going to do. Well thought out, well planned, the whole spiel. That did not happen. That was due to some things that happened that were beyond some people's control, and people notified me on what happened. It was kind of like scary, and I was like, holy cow, have you heard this? So I thought it'd be best if I take this one kind of as it goes along and give you a little more background, get you some perspective on this. So there was a Kickstarter announced called the Shadowlands that was coming out by Black Star Studios. And this is way back in 2013 when they started their first Kickstarter. I saw this first Kickstarter. I thought this, I'll be honest with you. The first time I saw all the stuff they did, it really made me rethink how I was going to do my Neo Exodus Kickstarter and the Neo Exodus book. I saw this book. I saw the stuff they were doing. I saw the ideas they were planning. And I'm not going to lie, I was terrified. I thought this company was going to be the guys who basically put Neo Exodus out. I mean, they had a kind of same feel. It looked kind of like that, and it had this kind of look. And what really got to me, the part that really just hit me right in the gut, was the design they were showing. They were showing the pages before, what they thought they were going to look like, the whole look. Excuse me. And I was scared. I was legitimately like, oh, I think these guys are going to beat me to the punch, and I'm going to lose. And I was worried about that. So. These things happen. I mean, and that's how kind of business we work in. These things could possibly happen. This could be better, this kind of thing, boom, it just happens sometimes. So basically they put out a lot of good ideas and stuff like that. And then a couple, I think a couple adventures came out. I don't know how many. I'll confirm that while I do this real quick. But it was, a great idea. It looked right. And I think people were like, oh yeah, this looks like something I could support. And it did really, really well. I mean, it did so well that it actually ended up raising the initial goal. I don't even know, the initial goal looked like it was a little under. I can't even tell you anymore. It's so old, and they'll tell you before. The initial goal, maybe I'll find something. No, probably not. The initial goal was like something probably like near $7,000, $8,000. Oh, sorry, 5,500. My bad. And they wound up raising just a little over $44,000. So massive overfunding, got all this money. Everyone was like all impressed, and everyone was like, ooh, this is the thing. This is so amazing. Ooh. And I was going to actually get into it, except for when they started doing the Kickstarter initially, it was like March 2013. And they weren't planning to release till August of 2014. And just something in my head was like, that's just too much time. That's too much time from what I saw, what I thought was going to release. I was like, I don't think I'm going to support this one. I'm going to just let this one go. So I didn't do it. I didn't support it. And I said, I kind of was like, oh, I wish I would have supported it. I wonder how it's going to be. And they put together a lot of cool videos. They had a cool video they did for the original concept of it. It was amazing. And I'm saying, like, this, even the Shadowlands video they did, it's really, really good. So, and they had products they gave away for free. They have on two of them. There's two of them available on free. There's a Shadowlands conversion guide and the Shadowlands Karthik Pride Adventure. So they had an adventure arc. I guess they were starting. Got 4 stars. Been reviewed 5 different times. So people, were interested. And I was surprised. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. Did I see something else there? And they had one. Actually, they have 3 products for sale. They have this, the Secrets of the Tainted Adventure arc. The Karthik Pride Adventure arc, which is free, and the Gates of Tarnia Adventure, which was $9.99. The conversion guide, of course, was free, and the Tarnia, the Spiral of Sin, was $13.99. I guess it's a city. So they put out product, and they were generating some kind of money. But apparently, these guys did something. And today, basically, what are you going to say? Almost 4 years after the Kickstarter, they put out this. You can find this update, and I'm gonna give you the shortened version because you can find the updates available online. There's people commenting on it, and it basically says, here's a I know many were very eager about an update. The current status of the project Black Star Studios. Number one, last year, because of a technical glitch on the website, Amazon Payments permanently blocked our access to our account. The account contains more than $14,000, roughly 1/3 of our Kickstarter money. And they basically go on to tell you that they couldn't get the money. This thing's blocked out. And, let me give you the Black Star Studios is broke. This is number 7 on the list of things. Our bank account has been closed due to insufficient funds, and our website had been taken offline because I personally cannot afford to keep it running. Number 8, we cannot provide refunds as we did in the past, because we have no money. All external work, artists, etc., has stopped because we cannot pay them. All right. This is one of those moments where I saw this, and then they say we have 3 options what they want to do. 3 options. Oh, sorry. We're considering 3 possible courses of action, each varying levels of challenges and possible success. Number 1, legal action about Amazon, and you can read into that. Number 2, selling the intellectual property of Bright Star Studios to an independent investor who would agree in the sale of the company to fulfill the Kickstarter as promised. Number 3, continue to fax Amazon, what they're doing initially in this first reading I was talking about above, to see if they can unlock the account. All right, they're talking about this, and this is the whole thing. Blah, blah, blah. So I read this, and I'm going to put a link. Let me actually put a link up so you can see where that part is, because it's kind of one of those moments where something went off in my head. And it's just kind of like the moment of, wait a minute. I'm generally a cynic, so this doesn't help, but, it's just one of those moments of, cynic time pops in. So I'm looking at the status, and the first thing I had a problem with is that I found out when I'm reading this thing, they said that 1/3 of their money was locked up by Amazon Payments, and they couldn't get access to it. And I'm like, okay, that happened. That's a possibility. It's happened before. I've heard stories about people happening before. But the first thing that popped out of my mind when I thought that was, so what happened to the other 2/3 of the money? 1/3 was definitely there. What happened to the 2/3? On 40, they said 14,000 was roughly, held up. That's $30,000 still available. So what happened to the $30,000? Okay, that's one. Number 2, I think it's kind of odd that you kept the money in the Amazon payment account, especially 1/3 of it, 3 years after you did a Kickstarter for it. I mean, I know all the money that I've ever gotten from Kickstarter, no matter who it was, I took that money and put it in my own personal account, and I was dancing around like, woo, got this money in my account. And I never split it up like that. So I found that to be kind of an odd, weird situation. And it was kind of like, okay. And then through the process, I'm telling you, there's several steps he did. One out of the 9 steps he talked about, one was that, and the 2 of them were, 2 through 6 were them talking about what he did with Amazon and that kind of stuff. And where was the thing? I think, there it was, here at the bottom. In the bottom paragraph, he goes, we understand this is frustrating to many of you. It is extremely frustrating to us. Black Star Studios has never turned a profit. We earned a whopping $200 for all of 2015. And this had always been a labor of love. Okay. $200 in an entire year on RPG Now is, for a game system, Pathfinder, is extremely popular. I find that hard to believe. I'm not gonna say they're lying, but I fundamentally find that hard to believe. I mean, it's just one of those things of $200 for an entire year on people who have products. Maybe they had stuff they were giving for free, but with the money they got from the Kickstarter, they should have been able to at least make products. Because like I said, 1/3 of the money's gone. I totally believe that. The other 2/3 would have been to put for artists and products, and there have been products at least product made. Maybe not 100% done, but at least partially made. At least let's say 1/3. Let's say 1/3, just 1/3. And then let me look at the facts. I don't want to call people liars and stuff like that, but let's look at the facts. Then they built this money. They made a lot of stuff. Okay. And this is something I remember. Actually, I'll look at the end and I'll go backwards. It might be easier. So when they reached 40,000, they said they were going to, everyone's going to a PDF copy, plus the Gates of Tarnia, a 72-page supplement was going to be added on. Plus John Malky's 30-page introductory Scarlet would be added on. So, okay, so $40,000, they had the money to do that. Okay. They were going to do an atlas. It was going to produce a 128-page atlas of the world they were doing. That was at $38,000. $35,000, they're going to get Tracy Hickman to get aboard to write a prestige class for them. At $32,000, they were going to do an NPC codex. Now, we did an NPC codex. I know, okay. And they're going to double the size of it to be from 16 pages to 32 pages. They're going to do a Fate version of it at $30,000. They're going to do their campaign guide was supposed to be over 400 pages long. 400. And that was at $28,000. And they kept like doubling the cost. And then they said we're going to be doing a 16-page introductory adventure at 275 backers, which had like 400. And they just kept adding stuff to it. Now, all the stuff they kept adding, they must have been working on this. They kind of had to be working on this. And they tell you that at $17,500, they were going to do some stuff with Dreamscard Press to do psionics, prestige classes, power, stuff. So I assume, and the delivery date for that was February 2015. So I assume some of this stuff had to be written, and some of the art had to be done, and some of the stuff just had to be done. What happened to the money? What happened to the money? I mean, what happened to the money? So, I mean, that's all I can say about that. Something doesn't seem right. I'm not calling people liar. I'm not saying they did all that, but I look at the math. I look at the. I'm a big believer. Follow the money. Follow the money. Something had to go to make this what it was. So follow the money, and it doesn't always match up. Something happened. Look, $14,000. Okay, Amazon's got that. No problem. I understand that totally. What happened to the other $30,000? Oh, well, they took their 10%, so that's made support. So what happened to the other $26,000? What happened to the other $20,000? $20,000, you don't have any product you can show for me with $20,000? You don't have any content you can put out? I don't know. So, like I said, it's another Kickstarter on fire. This looks like another dumpster fire to me. I'm just saying this. There's something going on. Only 14,000 was in the Amazon account. They have, yeah. I said if only 14,000, you raised 40,000. Something going on. Like I said, I'm not calling people liar. I'm not calling them all this stuff, but I am saying that something is up. I mean, something's up. I can count. Something's up. Something's up. It ain't right, but something is up. I don't know what they did with it. I can't tell you what you did with it. I don't want to call people liars or something, but something's up. The numbers don't add up. And, look, I've done several Kickstarters, and don't get me wrong, I've had Kickstarters that have not done as well as I thought, and I had to put some of my own money in. That's what happens. I'm going to probably be doing that with some new stuff I'm doing now. I mean, New Exodus. This book is costing me more than I thought it was. Like I said, it is. I got to do printed versions. That's going to cost me. This printed book going to cost me some more money than I thought. But while this was going on, I was still, generating sales, making money. So I could do stuff. So, I cut back on other stuff to do this. So, hey man, I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry that people lost their money. Because you don't want that to happen. And I'm sorry that we don't get a good product to come out. But something's up. I'm just like, hey. So if people want to comment on this bottom, please feel free. Okay, Alan, could they have spent that much to promote it? Yeah, Alan, they could have spent that much to promote it, but the problem is there was some content made. There was some content made for this thing. So there's some content out there that's readily available that people have written and been paid for. So why not release? This is what I would have done. This is the problem I would have fixed very quickly. I'm trying to get off. It's already been 15 minutes, but I'm not trying to stay forever on this. But here's how I would have fixed this very easily. Back when I saw there was a money problem, it looks like due to some sources I have, it looks like this money problem started way at the beginning of this year. At that moment, when that started happening, I would have said, okay, it's time to start breaking this into little pieces and start selling small short PDFs, which we've all done. I mean, I've done it for New Exodus, so I know it works. I know it's very, very easy to do. I would have done that, and I would have been, generating some income and some goodwill, and just tell them the truth. Hey, we had some money problems. We still need to generate some income. That's why we're selling this. But you guys are going to get this thing first. Don't worry. We're still going to get you everything, and just kept that moving. If they had done that, I think that would have saved them in the long run. Because if you tell me in 2015, all you generated was $200 from your sales, and I don't know if it's sales. They just said, I'm thinking like, assuming it's like all their sales, which they said it was. But I mean the sense of, was that RPG Now by itself, or was that like just from their own website? Let me actually see what it reads. I don't want to call anyone a liar or anything. But like I said, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's we're going to turn an all to, yeah, you only earned $200 and you could have been selling PDFs. You could have broken your project into small PDFs and probably made at least $3 or $4 grand and maybe slowed this down a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, and now people are commenting on it. Thank you for letting us know. I'm just like, wow, man, it's a lot of money to go missing, and yeah, oof. Yeah. And now people are asking the same question I'm asking. What happened to the $30,000? These comments, you can read these comments in here. They're there. I put the link up. Like I said, Amazon glitch sounds kind of odd to me. Like I said, I work for a financial institution. If money is involved and keeping people's money, we make sure you get your money, because that's something you don't want to be attached to and have to explain that. Because the government doesn't like when you keep people's money. That's not a good thing. So maybe I'll hear some more about this. I don't know. But if you do hear anything, let me know. I'll talk more about this. Like I said, I plan to talk about art today. That was the plan. So this is not the plan I talked about. But I thought, and I titled this, another Kickstarter failure, the Shadowlands. What I really should have titled is another Kickstarter dumpster fire, because that's what's really going on. This is crazy. So another one on fire. I'm lucky, knock on wood, we haven't had that problem yet, but oh my God, no, this is not good. It's not good. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. As always, actually, I'm looking at the wrong image here. It throws me off. Subscribe here to YouTube. Also check out our Patreon page. I'll put a link in here, but wow. It's a crazy day. And if anybody knows any guys involved in this, I'd be more than happy to talk to them here on the show, or if they want to do something. I think people would like to hear what happened, because there's some questions to be answered. All right, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later.